Crosshair placement is arguably the most important aspect of aiming, since if it is perfect, you need nothing but to click to secure the kills. Siege, being a game in which time to kill is very low and quick, makes crosshair placement even more important. There are plenty of videos going over the basics of crosshair placement and how to practice them, but I imagine not all of you watching my video have seen them, so I'm going to go over them briefly. The crosshair is made out of 4 lines in the middle of the screen that indicate where your shots are going to be going to. Perfect crosshair placement means that your first bullets are going to hit an enemy in the head right away. This means even when you're not in a gunfight and even when you're not expecting to see an enemy, you got to have your crosshair placement on head level in case someone pops up and you gotta get into an unexpected gunfight. Now, how do we practice crosshair placement in Siege? Well, we have 2 ways, one more boring than the other. First one being playing terrorist hunt or training grounds as of right now. Warming up using this part of the game should already be in the routine of anyone who is trying to get serious about this game, and you are no different. I even suggest T-Hunt warm-ups to those who play this game casually. Now, to practice crosshair placement through T-Hunts, you want to be on the same level of your enemies, meaning if they're standing, you want to do the same, if they're crouching, you want to do exactly that. Then you gotta go for headshots only and try to place your crosshair in a way that it's gonna be on the head as soon as you pick your enemy. Remember that slow and steady is always the best. Once you've learned that, you want to do it a bit differently. This time you want to be crouched if your enemies are standing, and you want to be standing when your opponents are crouching. Like this, you should get a pretty good idea of how a good crosshair placement looks like. The more boring way of practicing or learning crosshair placement is to do it through custom matches with yourself only, or with the help of a friend. When in a custom match alone, try to pick Yana or Alibi as your operator. As Yana, find the barricaded door and break the barricade. Then stand right in the middle of the door and use your Gemini to have a look at where your head is placed on the marks of destroyed barricade. Repeat the same thing, but next time be crouching instead of standing. As Alibi barricade a doorway, then destroy the barricade so its marks are there. Next, throw a prisma in the middle of the doorway and then compare the placement of its head with the marks of the barricade on the sides of the doorway. Sadly, you cannot force prismas to crouch for you, so this is where a friend could become handy. For daily practice, I recommend doing T-Hunts since they offer both crouch and standing head levels, and you're able to do this practice while warming up. However, doing a single custom match or 2 never hurt anyone. Another very important aspect of crosshair placement is map knowledge, but since this one is quite a topic, I'm going to save this one for another video in the future. Alright, let's say you've learned the horizontal level crosshair placement, and that's nice. But what if your enemies are not on a horizontal level? Let's say they're playing vertically or the fight is happening on a staircase. Well, this mostly comes down to your imaginations, since the placement of your enemies' heads is dependent on their distance with you. Another thing we can do now that we learned our own crosshair placement is messing up with our enemy's crosshair placement instead. Remember how on vertical gunfight it's very hard to hit the head of your enemies? Well, using this knowledge, you can vault on top of desks, tables, beds, or any other object we can to turn the horizontal gunfights into vertical ones that our enemies do not expect from us. Like this, we have a pretty good understanding of the placement of the head of our opponents. They do not expect our head to be so high, and they are probably going to hit you in the body, giving you an advantage right away.